Hello, it's Richard again, and you caught me actually because I was just sitting here on a lovely sunny afternoon again, rocking in my chair, drinking a cup of tea and dreaming. Yes, I was dreaming about some of the things that I want to do in the future. Now, many years ago, if I caught myself doing something like this, I would have corrected myself and said, it's nice thoughts, it's nice to have dreams, but it's unlikely these things are going to happen, so I better just pull myself together and get back to doing some work. But over the years, I've come to realise the power of dreaming. Now, do you dream? I really hope that you do, because I've found it invaluable over the years, and I'll tell you a story that happened in my life that proved it to me that dreaming and concentrating on our dreams actually helps them come true. Now, when I was a young manager and me and my wife lived in a nice little house in a very nice area, we were really quite happy. We had good jobs and we wanted for nothing more at the time apart from perhaps a baby. And we were delighted to find that we soon were expecting our first baby. And when he was born, we were absolutely delighted, of course. And we allocated him one of our 3 bedrooms as a nursery. And, we had a great life. It was then, of course, that I started to think and dream about things. My wife couldn't work then, of course, because she had a little baby. We didn't want him looked after by somebody else. We had half the income we had, so things were tight. And they became even tighter 18 months later when we found out we were expecting another little baby, a little girl. But we were still delighted as she occupied the 3rd bedroom in our house. Shortly after that, we found out we were expecting another little baby, and we had another little girl. So we had 2 girls and a boy in this 3-bedroom house, which suddenly became a lot smaller. And during this time, I began to dream, not consciously thinking that they would particularly come true, because I hadn't realised the power of dreams then. But I started to get obsessed with the dream that I had, and that was to have and afford a bigger house. I could see it in my mind, the type of house I wanted. I wanted more bedrooms, I wanted a bigger garden, I wanted a traditional type big family house, and I wanted a garage and a drive to put my car on. But of course, we'd had 3 small children, and they were expensive, and only my wage coming in, half the money that we had previously. Now, as I began to focus more on my dream and almost take it as something to give me some relief from the everyday today working environment, I'd float off into my dream, almost seeing it as real. Things began to happen. Opportunities began to open up. The company that I was working for offered me a far better position. They offered me a directorship, and of course I got a much larger salary for that. Just about the same time, a new development of houses in a new area close to where we lived were being built. So we went to see these houses, knowing at the time that we didn't have enough money to buy one. We thought we would just go and dream. So we went and we fell in love with this one particular house. It was ideal. Up a cul-de-sac, a dead-end street, safe for children, great big garden, and it had a great big double garage. But it was 3 times the price of the house we were living in. Well, I had got a bigger salary, but it was going to be a real job to be able to afford this house. In fact, it would leave us with next to no money at all. But that was when I realised that this house I had, and probably my wife had as well between us, because we had this dream together, We had brought it into our reality by constantly focusing on it. We'd also brought the extra income in. We could afford it. It was going to be difficult, but it was going to be great. And it was just the right time, and it had happened just as we wanted it. So we went for it. It was a struggle, particularly when my wife found out she was expecting baby number 4. And shortly after we moved into that house, we had our 3rd little girl. But at least we had plenty of room for all of them. A big garden and a double garage, which is just as well, because as my children have grown up now, more and more of them are beginning to drive and bringing cars around, so we need places for them to go. Anyway, if you dream, and I really hope you do, please understand the power of dreaming. Please don't underestimate your dreams. Write them down. Write them down in detail and get more and more detailed. It works. It truly works. And once you actually recognize that it works, once you actually see that things start to open up, as soon as you start to plan and visualize everything like it's really happened, then you'll understand the power of dreaming and why you should take time to do it. Anyway, I'm Richard Reed. Hopefully this video, I haven't rambled on too much, it seems quite long, but hopefully you found my story interesting there. Find me on Facebook, please leave me a comment below the video, and I'd like to speak to you about your dreams and how you're making them come true very, very soon. Take care.